Hi, I'm Ashley Adamson, and today we're going to talk about trans self-obsession. What is that? The way that I think about it is, those moments where you want to take a selfie and celebrate yourself, and you think that, or you feel you look great, and you want to enjoy that, and you want to kind of share that with the world, or you feel like super sexy or attractive, and you just want to share that somehow, posting it online or sending it to a friend or, what have you, getting that out there of feeling attractive and feeling good about your body and who you are and wanting to express that. That's what we're talking about. And I think it's an interesting topic because it's this odd balance of wanting to celebrate and enjoy who you are and yourself, but also faced with narcissism, with this idea that you're self-obsessed and that you're kind of like losing touch with just being a person who's more humbled and less attached to this ego or sense of idea of how you're being perceived. Now, this is kind of like, I think the division line between cis people and trans people with self-obsession is that trans people understand other trans people who are posting pictures of themselves online and selfies, that this is a part of the process to embracing yourself in a world where you are often told you're not attractive, you don't fit the norms, you don't fit the beauty standards, and you're therefore not valid. And I think that kind of repression, I don't know how you feel about it, but that kind of suppression and repression creates a celebration when you do find yourself to be attractive, and you can create a photo as evidence of your own validness in how you're feeling and also how you're presenting, because you could also make photos make you look in that light that you want to be seen. So I don't know where you are in that process of experiencing and going through this self-obsession, but I feel like that self-obsession kind of begins right at the start of being trans and continues all the way through it in your transition and probably afterwards too. I wouldn't say that I'm at the end of my transition. There's still potentially more things to be done, but it's definitely at the last end of it. And I still feel great. I still feel euphoric, and I still want to take selfies and celebrate my body. And to be very honest with you, I do like taking naked pictures of myself, and I do send them to some people. They're out there. They're on the internet somewhere. But I think that I've lost a few friends, at least friends, people that follow me, just because I may have posted more selfies or more ways in which I celebrated myself that could look to an outsider as self-obsessed and a little bit too much into taking pictures of themselves. And I can see that. I can understand that when you're in a cis world and you're looking at things from a cis perspective, you look at trans people's behaviors of how much they take pictures of themselves, especially more sexual pictures or sexual themed pictures of themselves. And if you apply cis standards to looking at this, then you say, well, this person is clearly self-obsessed and is kind of, I'm just not into this self-obsession. This is a bit too much for me. And so you may unfollow them. On the other side, when you are trans and you're experiencing this, you're like, hey, this is my moment. I don't know what it is for you, but for me, this is what it feels like. This is my moment to celebrate what I have. And I feel like every day that I am told that my body's not valid, that I'm not to be experienced in public spaces, and that I can't show off my body because it's not safe, now I have a space to share that and present that and celebrate it. And that feels great. That feels empowering. How does it feel to you when you do this? What does it do to you when you can enact this and share it in a space where it is celebrated and enjoyed? Now, there's sort of like this threshold line too, which is an interesting place to think about, which is where does it just become too much self-obsession, and where does it just become display for others to consume who are now sort of like more in the male gaze realm, people like your OnlyFans, where people are now just enjoying looking at a trans woman or a trans man and them being naked. That kind of like steps into a slightly different area. And so we'll start with the first one. I'm not sure if the second one actually is self-obsession so much as self-obsession turned into some form of a career or income stream. And that becomes a different motivator, I think. But self-obsession without that income stream, where does it go too far? Like, can you push it too far? I think like my answer to this, where is it for you? My answer to this is my own principles and how I identify with what I post and what kind of message I attach to that thing that I post, because you can write additional information. And sometimes I do just want to simply celebrate myself and my body and how I look, and that feels great. But other times it's a very specific feeling that I want to express and share, and I just want to put that out there. Hey, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling euphoric. This is a moment for me to enjoy. What is it for you? And then the other thing is, let me see here. I think like the self-obsession thing gets a little far when you start identifying with the idea of what you've created. Like, I've seen some trans women, especially trans women, who post selfies just relentlessly, and it starts to become a substitute for interaction in any meaningful way. And it just is a way of just posting something and throwing stuff on the internet. I personally like to have meaning added to what I share. And I see YouTube accounts, which are literally just trans girls that just post a selfie from this angle and from that angle. And they're like, oh, look at my cleavage. This is good looking cleavage. See, like, here it is, self-obsession. Like, how's my body looking? When you're on a FaceTime call or like a video call, are you checking yourself out? I definitely am. And I am enjoying it when I check it out. I'm like, oh, like, I look good. I actually look good on this camera. That's kind of like I think that just is a part of being trans, because you are a little self-obsessed to go through this process, and you do want to reap and enjoy the benefits of who you've become. But when it becomes a substitute for the way that you can meaningfully interact with the world, and you no longer have any other meaningful interaction with the world except just celebrating yourself, and that's it. I don't want to shame anyone for doing that, but I feel like that's where you just don't create a lot of value other than being sort of like, another self-obsessed person on the internet. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just unfollow those people, and I don't hate them or anything. I'm just like, okay, so you're not doing anything. You're just saying hi, and it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't add anything to my life. So I just kind of leave those behind. That's kind of just my take on it. I think that I'd love to hear kind of like what your take on it is in terms of where you draw the line. That was a quick one. Thanks for joining me. This video is supported by my patrons. Please like and subscribe, download my book, and if you want to become a patron and support me as well as vote on topics, join my live Q&A, and if you want, join my Kung Fu class that I'm teaching every month. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh.